Do women cheat better than men in relationships? Let's talk about something uncomfortable but very real: infidelity. More specifically, let's dive into the question: do women cheat better than men in relationships? Now, before the pitchforks come out, this isn't a man-bashing or woman-blaming session. It's not about finger-pointing, it's about understanding. Real talk for real adults. We live in a world where cheating is no longer just a man's game. It never truly was. It's just that for the longest time, male infidelity was more visible, more tolerated, even socially expected in some circles. But now, with the playing field more equal than ever, emotionally, financially, sexually, we're seeing a different side of the story. First, let's define what cheating better even means. When people say women cheat better, they're usually referring to how women are more discreet, more emotionally calculated, and more strategic when they step outside their relationships. Men, on the other hand, often get caught because their behavior changes drastically or they get sloppy with secrets. Late-night texts, sudden interest in cologne, missing time. You know the drill. Women, though? They've been conditioned by society to manage emotions, to multitask, to keep secrets, often to keep the peace or avoid judgment. So when a woman cheats, it's often hidden in plain sight. And that's what scares a lot of men. Not just the act of infidelity, but the thought that they might never even know it happened. The why behind it all. Here's where it gets real. The motivations behind cheating often differ. Men typically cheat for novelty, ego boosts, or physical desire. Not always, but often. Women, on the other hand, tend to cheat for emotional connection, validation, or because they feel unseen, unheard, or unloved in their current relationship. This is not to justify either side. Betrayal is betrayal. But understanding why it happens can tell us a lot about how it happens. When a woman feels emotionally disconnected in her relationship, even if the sex is still there, she's vulnerable. If someone comes along and offers her attention, understanding, or affection that's been missing for months or years, it can flip a switch. She may not even be looking to cheat. It just happens over time, subtly. A text here, a lunch there, shared secrets. Then suddenly, a line is crossed. And because it started emotionally, she's already invested by the time anything physical happens. That makes the affair easier to hide because it feels more real than just a one-night mistake. The cover-up game, why women are better at it. Let's not sugarcoat it. Women are often better at managing multiple emotional layers. A woman can sit across the dinner table, look her man in the eye, and still carry the weight of a hidden emotional affair. Not because she's heartless, but because she's compartmentalizing for survival, for stability, for sanity. Many women are raised to avoid rocking the boat, to maintain appearances, to protect the relationship even if it's fractured behind closed doors. So when they cheat, they often go to great lengths to cover it, not just from their partner, but from themselves. They rationalize, they minimize, they bury the guilt. That emotional intelligence, when misused, makes the betrayal harder to detect and even harder to understand. Men, meanwhile, are more likely to act out in ways that disrupt the relationship's rhythm. They may withdraw, get defensive, or even subconsciously want to get caught, because guilt has no quiet home in them. Another layer to this: when men get cheated on, it hits differently. It often shatters the very core of their masculinity, their self-worth, their sense of control. But here's the kicker: it's not just the physical act that hurts. It's the emotional depth of her cheating. He thinks, she gave him what I thought was ours, her attention, her softness, her time. And that leaves a wound deeper than most care to admit. So, do women cheat better? If better means more discreet, more emotionally strategic, and less likely to get caught, then yes, many would argue women cheat better. But let's be honest, better isn't really better when it comes to betrayal. Cheating isn't a game to win. There's no prize for hiding it longer or for being cleverer at deception. The real conversation should be about connection, emotional honesty, and recognizing when needs go unmet before someone else comes in and meets them. Because here's the truth, especially for us mature adults. People don't just wake up one day and decide to betray someone they love. It's a slow drift, a series of silent gaps, 1,000 moments of feeling unseen or unheard that build into one decision that changes everything. Final thoughts. So instead of asking who cheats better, maybe the real question is, how do we create relationships where neither side feels the need to cheat at all? Where open conversations about emotional needs and unmet desires are safe, not shamed. where vulnerability isn't a weakness, but a bridge back to intimacy. That's the deeper work. And that's the kind of maturity most of us are truly craving. If this stirred something in you, a memory, a question, or even a quiet truth, drop it in the comments. Let's talk like grown folks. No judgment, just realness. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more mature conversations about love, sex, and everything in between.